Good afternoon, Ipswich. Today is July 28th, and we are here to give another COVID update. It's been just about a month now since we did the last one, and I do want to thank everybody that came out. The last time we did this, we were just getting ready to have our annual town meeting, and I want to thank all the residents that came out. We certainly beat what I thought we were going to do. Our quorum was 200. We had 376 residents show up, so I want to thank everybody for that. Everybody maintained social distancing, wore masks, and we had a very successful annual town meeting. And that leads me to the next town meeting, which will be a special town meeting. Seems like we just did this, but we're going to get ready to do it again. The select board at their last meeting voted to have the special town meeting on October 17th, which is a Saturday again. That'll be held at 9 a.m. We will do it outdoors again, and that will be at the same field at the high school. We'll look to do the same setup and move forward with that. So keep an eye out for that. The select board will open the warrant at their meeting on August 3rd, and we'll move forward from there. That warrant will remain open until August 24th. So that'll be the last date to submit citizens petitions. And then we'll get the warrant. We'll bring forward the 13 articles that we did not do at the last meeting, plus whatever we get in the meantime. So that's coming up. I did want to give an update. Colleen Furman, our public health director, could not join us today, but she wanted to give an update for anyone who did not already hear. The governor has a new COVID-19 travel order effective August 1st, which will be this Saturday. All visitors returning to Massachusetts, if you travel to what's considered a hotspot state, which is basically every state except for the 8 or so that I'm going to read to you. So if you travel to Florida, Texas, California, you do need to come back and quarantine for 14 days. You have to fill out a Massachusetts traveler's form, and you have to quarantine for 14 days unless you can produce a negative COVID-19 test result on a sample taken not more than 72 hours prior to arriving in Massachusetts. But you do need to come back and quarantine. There can be up to a $500 per day fine if you do not comply. The current list of COVID-19 lower risk states that you do not need to quarantine for are Connecticut, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Vermont, Maine, New York, and sort of the oddball outlier here is Hawaii. So if you do want to travel away to a tropical island, Hawaii is still on the list as a low-risk state. But those are the only states that you can go to now and then come back without having a quarantine. Basically, most of the Northeast and then Hawaii. So I want to give an update on that. Currently, we have 2 active cases in Ipswich. These are actually the first 2 cases we've had in about a month. They just popped up this week. So we had 2 active tested positive and have symptoms, and they are under quarantine. And we only have 4 now currently that are as contact tracing for those people, and they're being monitored as well. So that's where we stand on the town side. I did want to update you on the Ipswich, what we're calling Ipswich tables and tents. For those who don't know, we've set up some outdoor seating and dining areas around town. The first one we're calling Dine with the Dog, and that is actually thanks to the school department for this. That's on the Winthrop School front lawn. We set up some tables and tents there in the shaded area. That's been real popular. We also have Takeout Terrace, which is downtown on the Riverwalk, over by the mural, right on the area by the new Riverwalk extension. We set up a tent with some aluminum tables under there. And then we have Vine and Dine at the Ipswich Visitor Center. And we also put some additional tables and tents in the shady area over by the Visitor Center. So that is on. That also has restrooms available at that site as well. So we are working on getting a hand washing station outdoor at Gather. We're working with the landlord of that building to get that installed, so that should be hopefully done in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And then we'll be ready to go. And these will stay up through October, and we'll have that available through the fall, and we'll go from there. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out at Town Hall. I can be reached at 978-356-6609. Again, 978-356-6609. And now to update you on what's going on with the schools, which I know is everybody's concerned about, and to find out what's going to happen in the fall, Dr. Brian Blake is here to give us an update on the Ipswich Public Schools.
Hey, thank you, Tony. Well, happy summer to everyone. Hope you're enjoying the heat and some rest and relaxation. It's been a busy time in the school system. The schools look great. The buildings, we've been doing a lot of work since we had some additional time to work with this year. The buildings look fantastic. The cleaning and maintenance work that's been done, as well as some special projects in order to get ready for the new year. Our lunch program continues to be available for all families with the pre-designated pickup spots that I had mentioned in our previous broadcasts. In terms of our plans for reopening, we have 3 models that we have to submit to the state. We conducted a feasibility study to see if it were possible to do a full reopen in the fall, given the space requirements and social distancing requirements that are in place. We have to submit a model around full reopening, a hybrid model, which is a combination of remote learning and in-person learning, and the third model is a full remote model similar to what we did last year. And the key with this is that we have to be able to switch between models during the course of the year and be prepared for that. So in order to develop those models, we've done parent surveys, we've done some staff surveys just around the different potential models, trying to gather input from parents and staff around their concerns around coming back to school with COVID being a major concern, and what that opening might look like. We also have what we've put together as I call it the Nimble Systems Committee, and they're responsible for researching and organizing potential models that we could look at. In particular, the remote learning model and the hybrid learning model. Those 2 models are being fleshed out as we speak. And then the administrators are working on if we were able to open fully in the fall, what that would look like. And then we have an oversight committee made up of parents, school committee members, the administrators, representatives from the school community, including nurses. The Ipswich Education Association is represented there as well. And so we're hashing out the pros and cons of those different models, and we have some decision points actually for next week. So next week at the school committee meeting, I hope to be able to do a presentation to the school committee with the 3 models, and then recommend their support and ask for their support for a particular model moving forward. So there'll be more on that coming out. We are in contact with other districts in the area to see what models they're pursuing. The model that seems to be garnering the most support is some type of a hybrid model, and we're taking a close look at that. I'm not certain that will be the decision that we make, but that is I would say the direction that there's more focus in that area at this point in time. Our fall sports have all been moved back to at least September 14th, and that's a statewide mandate. There's not allowed to be any organized practices before then. The MIAA, who oversees youth sports in the high schools, is working with Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to make those determinations as to when sports will run. And eventually, I think it's going to be a matter of which sports actually run. They're in the process of putting them in different tiers for how close contact the sports are. So lower risk sports like cross country or track are very different than football, and so they're weighing the different options for the different sports. So there'll be more on that. So lots of decision points coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and as those decisions are made, they'll raise additional questions and additional concerns that we'll then have to deal with. Right now, we don't know what our extended day programming is going to look like, or historical EDP program. that many parents rely on. We're not sure exactly what that's going to look like as of yet, because we don't know what the model is that we'll be utilizing as we come back to school. Completely unrelated is that the census is actually still open, and if you haven't taken the time to complete that, I would ask that you kindly do so, because that does impact future federal funding to our schools years down the line. So please take the time, if you haven't completed the census, to go to census.gov, I believe is the website, and complete the census for your family. And that's all I have for today.
Thank you, Brian. And up next will be Lieutenant John Hubbard, who are our Emergency Management Director for the town. He'll give us an update on what's going on with the town and at the state level as well.
Thanks, Tony. Some of the things we're doing on the emergency management side right now is we're working with MEMA and FEMA to apply for our reimbursement from the first wave of PPE supplies and other things that the town had to buy as a result of the COVID crisis. The first grant application we submitted was for around $105,000, and that's in the process of going through the channels with FEMA and MEMA as we speak. I've been in contact with them weekly about the status of that, and we're just working on buttoning up a few things with paperwork to get that grant back for the reimbursement for the town. The way that works is we get 75% of the cost, and then the town was able to receive another grant through the CARES program to cover the other 25%. So the town should be made whole 100% when everything's all said and done. As we continue to work through this crisis, we're still purchasing things that we normally would not have bought, so we're still keeping track of those. And I'm working on submitting a second FEMA program probably within the next month or two for the things we've been buying since the first grant went in. So that's one of the things that we've been actively working on in regards to the COVID crisis. The other thing we've been having going on in town is some of the parking's been taken up downtown for downtown dining, and tents have been set up, and it's been working out really well. It was a very well orchestrated plan, and we haven't had any problems with traffic or parking issues with that, and it seems to be allowing people to get out and enjoy the downtown restaurants. So we encourage people to go down and use those facilities and enjoy themselves, and it's been working out real well. As far as the beaches, Pavilion Beach, as you know, has been made temporarily residents only. We've been issuing numerous parking violations to out-of-town people that have been coming in, so the parking tickets have been up quite a bit this summer by that program that we've been running, and we've been trying to enforce it as best as we can. So there's somebody down there a couple times a day checking for resident stickers or running plates to make sure that they're town residents. Other than that, traffic's been increasing with the summer, and we're trying to just make sure everybody keep it slow on the roads, and take your time in trying to get to your destination. Don't be in a hurry, and just be patient with everybody as we try to navigate through all this.
Thanks, John. John, if you could just give us a quick update on the wharf. I know recently the select board changed some of the parking down there, so maybe just give us a quick update on what's going on with the parking on, I think it's Water Street there, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
So as far as the town wharf project, the project has been completed by the state. All the parking spaces in the lot are open. The parking on East Street on the top of the wharf, where we used to allow vehicles to park the wrong way in traffic and use the part of the sidewalk as long as enough people could still walk through, that's been eliminated. There is no parking in those spots, so that takes away probably about 5 or 6 spots for boats and trailers. I know that's an inconvenience for some people, but in reality, having cars drive against traffic and partially block the sidewalk, it's been fixed for the better. It's more safe now. So please, if you don't get there in time to get a spot in the wharf parking lot, the overflow lot is at Town Hall. So just prepare yourself for a little extra time to park at the wharf and walk back down to your boat. I've seen a lot of creative things where people bring scooters or bicycles in their cars, and they ride them back down to the wharf after they drop off, and then they ride back. So, just be creative and use the town wharf for your overflow parking.
All right, perfect. Thank you, John. Up next is Chris Bevilacqua from the Ipswich YMCA to give us an update on what's going on with their programming and other things that are happening with the Y.
Thanks, Tony. Over at the Ipswich Y, we have been pretty busy. We are open to members, so we have a lot of members coming back using the facility, as well as our preschool, our camps. our outdoor pool. So it's nice to see some familiar faces coming back and give people the opportunities to get healthy, and just stay active in a time when there aren't a lot of opportunities to do that. So some of the things that we've done, we've been open and people have been able to reserve blocks of time. We have seen a fair amount of use, so we have added recently a 5:30 a.m. block. So for those people that are early risers and typically like to work out early in the morning, that block is available. We've also added to our outdoor group exercise classes as well as our aqua aerobics. So we have added an outdoor Zumba class on Thursday evenings, as well as an aqua Zumba class, I believe, on Tuesdays at our indoor pool. In addition, we are now starting to offer tours of our facility. So we've had a lot of folks call us and ask about coming back in, but they weren't too sure about the safety precautions we'd been taking, and we explained as much as we can, but we found that giving tours has really put people's minds at ease. So anyone that is looking to have a tour of the facility, kind of see what we've done to maintain social distancing and sanitation during this time, please feel free to reach out. You can contact Zach or Farah down at the Y. They'll be happy to schedule a tour with you and show you what we've done. And what else? Oh, indoor pool. The outdoor pool, rather. We've increased the outdoor pool capacity. It's been a very, very busy space. We previously had 40 people allowed on the deck at a time during each time block. We've increased that to 50. Still well below the state mandated guidelines, but with the demand, we found that we were able to increase it to give availability and opportunities to a few more people, so that's been going really well. One thing I'll remind people, if you are coming down to our outdoor pool, when you sign up, you can only sign up and come with members of your immediate family, so we are not allowing people to bring guests with them. And when they sign up, please sign up every member of your party, including infants, so that we have an accurate count, so we can stay in within the state guidelines of what they're asking us to do to maintain the safety of the pool. Other than that, our preschool is going well, like I'd mentioned. We have a few infant slots available if anyone's looking for childcare, so please feel free to reach out to Jen at our preschool, Jen Murphy. She's our director. Camp has been busy. We've been doing a lot of water activities, trying to beat the heat. It's been great to see the kids having a good time running around. So if you are looking for some camp care for your kids, feel free to reach out. Again, go to our website, or you can contact Sarah at Camp Dory or Michael over at Camp Cedar Mill. Again, their contacts are on our website. We are starting to plan for the school year, so we have started initial conversations with superintendents to see how we can support them, depending on what model they choose when returning to school, as well as the families, so that if there are days that they are out of school, we have care available for those that need it. So we're excited to be starting those conversations, and as we develop those plans, we will share them with the community. This Friday, we've got a drive-in number 2. We're doing Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. You can sign up on our website. It is a $20 suggested donation per car, so we still have a few slots available. It looks like it's going to be a nice night, so sign up on our website and we'll see you down there. Outside of that, grocery and meal deliveries continue throughout the week. We are looking for a few volunteers, so if you're interested in volunteering on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon or a Monday evening, again, you can reach out to me, Chris Bevilacqua at the YMCA. Just go to our website, and you'll be able to contact me right through there. That's about it. Thanks, everybody. Hope you're staying cool. Thank you, Tony.
All right, thanks, Chris.
So it's been a while since we've been here, and we've had a lot of updates and changes happening at the senior center, thankfully. So now that we're in phase 3, we're moving forward a little bit with our programs and activities. The senior center is now open. We have guests come in on an appointment basis, so we're open from 9 to 11 and 1 to 3, and people call and make an appointment. We have hand sanitizer at the door. People are required to have masks on when they come. And we've also set up nice lounge area in both the cafeteria and our lounge, which provides for safe distancing for everybody. So we welcome you to come. We have computers. You can use the copy machine and borrow some books while you're at it. So we encourage people to come if you're feeling comfortable. So we have also introduced a few more of our programs and activities, both inside and outside. We are having installed this end of this week make a big 30 by 30 foot tent. So we're going to have some of our activities outside. The knitters will have joined us once already, and we're encouraging people to come and bring your own lunch every day or any day, Monday through Friday at noontime, and sit under the tent outside and just visit with your friends. So just a drop-in type of thing. You might want to check with us if it's too hot or if it's too rainy or something. We might cancel it for the day, but we'd love for you to join us. We also have Tai Chi held outside too. And then inside, in rooms with safe distancing again, and plenty of, we have only a certain number of people in each room for seated yoga and a drawing class and bingo as well. So that's what we've started. We're adding new things all the time, so please check with us for updates. Now, speaking of the heat, the tents outside, it's very, very hot outside right now, and we do have air conditioning in our lounge area, so if you're finding it's just too hot to be home, please come and visit us. It's very comfortable and safe, as I mentioned earlier, so you're welcome to come. And the other thing is, if you have in your own apartment or your home, you don't have air conditioning or it's really just miserable, please check with us because we have some resources for air conditioning, and we might be able to help you with that. So you would want to talk to Beth or our new outreach worker, whose name is Jen Flynn. She's working with Beth. We received some grant funding, thankfully, from the Coburn Charitable Foundation, and Jen, it works with us now 2 days a week, 6 hours each day, and she's helping Beth because our population has just grown incredibly of older adults in town, and Jen is helping to do some more outreach and more services for people. So they can help you with the air conditioning issue as well as any other issues that you might have, so please call. Then we also still have our programs on the cable channel, the very one we're watching right now. A lot of our programs are there, and some of our programs, presentations are on Zoom. So if you're not already on our mailing list for that, you can certainly reach out to me and send me an email at coa@ipswichma.gov. I'll add you to the Zoom presentation list and let you know what's going on. And then lastly, we are still running the van in town for medical appointments, grocery shopping to Market Basket, and also for hair salon, anything really. So if you would like a ride on the van, call us, and we have a maximum of 3 people on the van. Sanitize that all the time as well, just to be sure that everybody's safe. But if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we're happy to do what we can. Thanks so much.
That concludes our show for today. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'll say is Ipswich, keep up the good work. As you've seen, we've only had a couple of cases in the past month. We've been doing great with social distancing, wearing masks. I've been hearing nothing but positive about downtown area and outdoor dining, so I will thank everybody for that. We are moving forward with keeping the outdoor restaurants going probably through October, so that outdoor seating will remain open through then. And I will say I've taken at a few of the restaurants, and they've done a great job, so it's very safe, socially distanced environment. So please, if you have the means and want to get out, I would suggest hitting all of our restaurants downtown. They're all doing a great job, and the service and the food and the quality is the way it's always been, very high here in Ipswich. So they appreciate the business, as do our retailers and service industries down there as well. So thank you very much, and we look forward to it, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.